Mackey, who was the responding officer, and Lawyer Wilbanks. Let's see. Looks like I filed notice of endorsement of witnesses back on February the 14th. To let you know, the two witnesses in the case would be Loyal, and it has his address, which I know you know where that is, and Preston Mackey, who is from the Sheriff's Department.
Sure. Don't generally you give me contact information so I could also question the witnesses?
Yeah, that is on the notice of endorsement of witnesses that was filed back in February.
Okay, and as far as the notice of endorsement, that's nothing that I would receive in my discovery.
It's a filing with the court, so no, it's not necessarily something that you would receive in discovery, like the discovery packet that you got with our office.
All right, so I mean, I am kind of confused though. Generally, I would get a witness list. I mean, would it say witness list? You know what I mean? It's pretty cut and dry, I would assume.
No, normally you would receive a notice of endorsement of witnesses filed exactly like I filed it.
Okay, all right, next question, actually. So I have no information about Adams County whatsoever in that, and they were actually the originating arresting officers?
I don't believe so. Based on reading the report, Officer Mackey was the first responding, and I also remember watching his body-worn camera, and he was the first responding officer. He may have had another officer with him, but that officer may have been with the sheriff's office as well.
With who? Arapahoe or with Adams?
Arapahoe County.
So Adams was also involved in the situation, though. It should have incident reports. They actually removed me from, I don't know whose car it was actually, but I'm positive that Adams was also there.
Not from anything I've ever read or seen.
Okay, well, I guess that would, is there any way to find out? Like, I'm pretty sure I actually have a number, man. Like, if I could, I don't have it right in front of me. I'll have to call you back if you really want that, but... and I'm not even going to say they were the originating arresting officer, but the ones that I guess first put me in custody. You know what? Let me find some stuff and give you a call back really quick. That'll help get closer to the Adams. Or is it something you can simply do quickly and just attempt to get discovery from Adams from that night?
So I don't believe that they generated any reports. Like I said, yeah, it looks like the only person that wrote a report here was Officer Mackey. It looks like he says, I arrived on scene with ADCOM, which may be Adams County, and we together, and that was the other individual that I was talking about, contacted the mail. So that's you. Right. Then down here below the offense report, so I had the ADCOM deputy watch him while they spoke to Loyal. So I believe that the Sheriff's County are the only ones that wrote a report here. I don't have any other case number. I guess I could see if... let me see something real quick.
I mean, no doubt they would have to file an incident report for the incident also.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Not all police officers file a report where every time they do something, if there's an officer that is the main officer on the case.
Oh, alright. So what do they file that time as? You know, like, you gotta clock it down as something, I would assume. But, I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you see it more than me.
Well, I mean, they probably told people where they were going, but they just didn't necessarily write a report for it, which is common.
And you know, I'm not even, you know, I shouldn't even say that. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I don't have that paperwork in front of me. I almost want to say that Adams is the one who ran my firearm, but I could be wrong.
Okay. I legal assistant to see if there's any outstanding discovery from Adams County. That's the best thing I can do. And she'll contact them and see if they have any reports or anything. Like I said, I don't see anything in all our evidence that indicates that they wrote any reports, but like I said, I already have requested our office to follow up.
All right, perfect. And you know what? I actually do got one other question that's not on that exact same subject. Let's see. I requested my packet. It was redacted. I don't know what they took out of it. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think there could be a whole lot they could actually remove. So the thing I'm confused about is that the report was actually generated on 8/3, but I requested it probably 8/24 or received it on 9/8. You have any idea why there's like a month in between there?
I'm sorry, you said you requested it on 8/3 and that you didn't get it until 9/3?
No, more around probably 8/24 is what I want to say is when I requested it. But the actual report, as far as the PDFs and all that kind of stuff, including the victim impact statement, which I found kind of interesting because that was like the last thing. It was like on February 14th also, but that was the very last thing that was actually on the list. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, 8/3 is when the report was generated. So it was obviously someone else's report at first, or possibly public defender ran it. I have no idea. Does that sound possible?
I'm not sure what report you're referring to that says 8/3.
On 8/3 is it would be the PDF list, essentially, the list of everything that was in my discovery, which is Discovery Packet 1 dash redacted. So I mean, you probably have Discovery Packet 1, I would assume, and mine is -1 redacted. So at the very bottom of that, there's an index, essentially, and in the index, it's a list of all the PDFs that are included, and also the the media files like the MP3s and the stuff like that. And that.
Yeah, so I know what you're talking about now. Within our system, at any time, you can generate one of those reports to create an entire list of all of the evidence that's in discovery. And at the time you generate that report, so like I could do it right now, and I could generate another report that would go in there, and it would say 9/29. So that's just the day that we drafted a report to see all of the evidence in the case. And we may have done it on our end just to see all of the list of evidence in the case. We may have done it to, I mean, I guess that would be the only reason is to see all the evidence in the case. But yeah, that's why that thing is on our end and is generated at the day you generate it. So that date really doesn't mean anything. That's just the day that we pulled the report showing all the discovery.
Sure, it just means though that any discovery that was in between 8/3 and 8/24, I would have missed, correct?
I mean, if there was any, but I'm looking through all of it right now, and there was not any. Looks like the latest thing that you said that you discovered was the last thing was the victim impact statement, which came on February the 11th.
Correct, and that was like the number 28 on the list or whatever. So that's kind of interesting. But anyways, I'll deal with that later. I'm also curious about the evidence that you used to support the motion to modify the mandatory protection order in the bond, such as there was information about my medical history, essentially. There was also some Facebook posts, and also what's the other one that's a big one? Essentially everything you would have had to support that motion.
Well, the M1 hold is something that we pulled from your criminal history, which is something that you have. And then the Facebook.
So I don't have that criminal history whatsoever, actually. As far as I have the CBI and the FBI or whatever, but no, as far as I have nothing that says anything about an M1.
Yeah. And the Facebook, we just went to your Facebook.
So I mean, you guys didn't do screenshots, you didn't do... Sure, but I mean, I would assume that you probably have taken, I don't know, photographs of it, or, you know, retained some type of evidence, not as just a, you know, he said, she said, right? I would hope.
We actually just took links. I actually just had links to specific posts. So basically, we just went on your Facebook page and looked at a specific post, and then copied the link from that, and so I was able to reference it later. So that's the only thing, but like I said, we just went to your Facebook and clicked on the page, and then from that, copied and pasted the URL out.
Perfect. Essentially, that is some of the information I would like in my discovery. That I did file a motion for full discovery, so that would be something that would be included in full discovery. No, I mean, it's important to me to my case.
Yeah, I don't think that that's something that's part of this case. But like you said, you filed a motion, and so we can have the judge address that. Address the motion that you filed.
Well, I mean, it's already been ordered, so I'm just looking for compliance of the order, essentially.
Right, so, let's see. I'm looking what you asked for.
Pretty much full discovery, witness lists, and any witness depositions that you guys may have had, statements, essentially a police report.
Yeah, so I don't have anything related to the bond hearing.
Okay, well, it's kind of an issue, I guess. Okay, well, as far as that, okay. So, here's what I'm curious about then. Where did you get the information for, there was actually, reported that there was a party that called in that was frightened of me or something on 6/6/20. That would have had to come from some agency.
Yeah, so that was, I guess somebody anonymously contacted the sheriff's office, who contacted someone within our office. There was no report generated for that, though.
Which sheriff's office? Adams, Arapahoe, Aurora?
County.
It was who?
Arapahoe County?
Alright, and then an honest report, so, there was no 911 call, nothing like that?
No, my understanding is they were approached by a citizen on foot in person who wanted to remain anonymous.
And they being, so the officers were actually physically contacted by this person?
That's my understanding.
Is there any way we can elaborate on that a little bit?
I don't have any information to be able to elaborate on that now.
Whom did you get the information from?
Somebody within my office.
Okay, are you at liberty to tell me whom that was?
No, that's a privileged communication.
Okay. All right. And you know, for now, that's probably about it. So, if you do come across any more of this information or whatever, can you email it to me? Is that something we can do?
Yes, certainly, Mr. May. Give me your email address.
Perfect. It's smalblk327@aol.com. And again, that's Sierra Mike Alpha Lima Bravo Lima Kilo 327@aol.com.
Okay, sorry, you cut out right towards the end, so start over and say it phonetically again like you just did.
Sure. It's Sierra Mike Alpha Lima Bravo Lima Kilo 327.
Okay, got it. At Gmail, is that what you said?
Yeah, and I should just, can you read it back to me just to make sure it's right? Because it's kind of a pain in the butt one, so.
Yeah, so, SMALBLK327. I'm not as good at the phonetic as you, but that would be Sam, Mike, Alpha, Lima, Bravo, Lima,
Kilo.
327 at Gmail.
Kilo, like kilos of, you know, something.
Kilo. Got it. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So perfect. Let me know what you find out, man.
All right, we'll do, sir.
All right, thank you much.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye.